While I'm able to give you my Elliott Wave analysis of Ethereum here for free, that's going to be changing in a few weeks. We're going to be providing regular in-depth Elliott Wave and technical analysis of Ethereum as a subscription at Pure Elliott Wave. When we begin that, we will offer a once-only grandfather rate for the first 24 hours. So click on the link below to sign up to our notification list. We'll give you advance warning of when we're ready to launch Ethereum, and you'll be notified on the day also. For the YouTube channel, this means that when Elliott Wave analysis of Ethereum goes, we'll expand our regular free videos to include Elliott Wave and technical analysis of Solana, so you're not missing out. We will keep looking after you. Good morning, everybody. This is Lara from Pure Elliott Wave with your Monday to Friday update for Bitcoin, Ethereum and XRP. Don't panic, everybody. I've seen some people on Twitter panicking. I really do think it would be best if we remained calm. This is a normal to be expected pullback within a larger consolidation within an ongoing upward trend. Bitcoin broke above resistance at 63.70 on the 28th of February. It's closed to new all-time highs at all time frames, daily, weekly and monthly, on upward sessions or periods, all of them with push from volume. There has been a classic upward breakout. It's really normal around a congestion zone, previous resistance and support, to see price consolidate and do some work before the larger trend resumes. This is a really healthy part of a healthy bullish run. It's normal to see consolidations and pullbacks. Price has been moving sideways within a rather large consolidation with a resistance zone about 71,500 to 73,100. There was some support at 68,000 for the last few days. That's been broken yesterday. Support turns to resistance. Look now for support at 63.70 if price gets down that low. It may not get that far. I'm going to add some support along these lows here, and that's perfectly where price is finding support yesterday and today. So I'm going to add in some support about 64.530. So currently price is finding support at 64.530. Assume that support will hold until it gives way. If it gives way, then look for next support at 63.70. If price were to get down that low, I would expect that would be where the pullback should end. It may not get down that low. It may only just stay here about 64.530. This previous upward trend had reached very extreme conditions, so it's unsurprising we're getting some consolidation to relieve those short-term extreme conditions and allow for the larger upward trend to then resume. Yesterday, a downward session had some push from volume. That doesn't mean that this current session has to move lower, because often downward movement ends on strong volume. So this could be the middle or the end of this pullback. But overall, volume is still declining overall as price moves sideways. This is very common for volume to decline during a consolidation. And what this tells me is this is unlikely to be the start of a new huge bearish market, because there just isn't the strength in it. ADX is still declining. The DX lines have been whipsawing. This is a normal look for ADX when price is consolidating. This consolidation has pulled ADX down from very extreme well into territory where a new trend can develop. The consolidation has pulled RSI down from deeply overbought, where it exhibited double bearish divergence. It's now below 50, which is really good to see. There's plenty of room for a healthy bullish run to continue when it's ready. The pullback has pulled money flow down to below 50 now. Plenty of room for this healthy bullish run to continue. ATR is declining now as price is having a bit of a pullback, so there is weakness in downward movement. This is not looking like the start of a strong bear market. It's looking like a normal, healthy pullback within a larger bullish market. A model of stochastics plus support and resistance for a consolidating market would expect a continuation of the pullback until stochastics gets closer to oversold and price reaches down to next support. This model didn't work very well for the last time price found decent support. Stochastics didn't reach oversold, so it might not be a great model for this current consolidation. My main Elliott Wave account for Ethereum will remain the same. I have a little bit of a problem with it though. The structure of microwave C doesn't look like a very good 5-wave structure. I'd count it 1, 2, there could be 3, a brief 4th wave in here. That's possible. 4th waves for cryptos are commonly more brief and shallow than 2nd waves, but this is looking pretty extreme, so not too comfortable with the look of this part of the wave count at this time. However, it remains valid, and price is finding support right now really well at the lower edge of this channel. This channel is drawn from this high on 9th of December to this high here on 11th of March, with a parallel copy to sit across these lows back in January, early February. If Minuet 4 does continue further sideways or lower, it may not move into wave 1 price territory below 2717.20. Ethereum is also having a pullback, and it may continue a little bit lower to test support about 3050 if it's not complete here. There was a bearish reversal pattern at the high, a hanging man. It's not a particularly strong reversal pattern, but we did get a trend change there, and we are seeing a pullback. Here at the end of this part of the pullback, we saw a really strong bullish piercing pattern, and now we're seeing some sideways movement. Yesterday, volume increased as price moved lower. Again, that doesn't necessarily tell us that price has to continue lower, because downward movement can end on strong volume. It did it here, and did it with a bit of an increase here, did it here as well. So we could see an upward session or a sideways session today. On balance volume has given us a bearish signal, so that suggests the pullback may have a little bit further to go down to next support at 3050. ADX at the daily time frame is slightly increasing, telling us there's a downward trend. This is for the short term though. At higher time frames, ADX still tells us there's an upward trend for Ethereum. The pullback has brought RSI down below 50 again, plenty of room for that larger upward trend to resume. Money flow is also below 50. Plenty of room for that larger upward trend to resume. Money flow is getting a little bit lower. If it gets closer to oversold, I'd expect that to be an indication that the pullback or consolidation should then be complete. ATR is declining. Overall volume declines as price moves lower and sideways, and range declines. This downward sideways movement lacks strength in volatility and volume. This does not look like the start of a big bearish run. This looks like an absolutely normal to be expected pullback and consolidation within the larger bullish market. It's actually really good to see this unfold for a bit more time and a little bit deeper for Ethereum, because that previous upward trend had reached fairly extreme for the short term, so this is really nicely relieving those extreme conditions and setting up for the resumption of the bullish run. For XRP, I will have two Elliott Wave counts. The first one considers that a pullback may continue a bit lower. For a zigzag, I've got a leading expanding diagonal here for A, a zigzag for B, looking for a 5-wave impulse for C to complete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this wick today could be 4, which may not move into wave 1 price territory above 0.6034. So what this wave count's going to be really helpful in telling us is if we see a new high above 0.6034, the pullback is likely to be complete. Technically, Minute 2 may not move beyond the start of 1 below 0.4883, but I don't expect it to get anywhere near that point. The pullback could be complete. We could have an impulse for A, a running contracting triangle for B, and a sharp wave C could be complete lower. The only problem here is the triangle wave E is really brief and falls a little bit too far short of the AC trend line, but mostly it's the brevity of this little E wave for the triangle. I would have expected to be a little bit longer lasting, but this does fit. This is entirely valid. Triangles don't always look perfect. C has moved beyond the end of A. It's also moved beyond the price extreme of B, so that's really good to see. The pullback for XRP could be complete. For XRP, it looks like there was a pennant pattern formed ending on the 1st of April with a downward breakout on a downward session which had a little bit of a push from volume. The target from the pennant is 0.4437, but I think that's far too low. If price gets back down to 54.55 cents, there's still reasonable technical support in that area. I would expect that would be where the pullback would end. Pennants and flags are reliable continuation patterns, so this aligns quite nicely with the Elliott Wave triangle. Price is broken below what was support at 60 cents. Support now turns to resistance. Look for next support if price continues lower in the 54 to 55 cent area. Some increase in volume as price moved lower yesterday, but overall volume is still overall declining, so this downward movement doesn't have a lot of strength in terms of volume. ADX is below 15. It's too low to indicate a trend. Previously it did give us a really strong bullish signal when it reached above 15 with a positive slope, and the positive DX line was above the negative. Now the DX lines have crossed over a potential trend change, but no clear trend indicator today from ADX. This pullback has brought RSI down from slightly overbought with single bearish divergence, room again for a new trend to develop. Money flow never reached overbought and it's well below 50. If it gets closer to oversold, then I would expect the downward movement, this pullback, should then be complete. ATR is very strongly declining as price falls, so not only is there not support from volume in downward movement, there's a decline in volatility. This looks like a counter-trend movement within a larger early stage of a bull market for XRP. That's it from me with your analysis today, and I hope everyone is having a lovely day.